For 22 years, I lived what most people would call the dream. I was a television executive at Fox 21 Television Studios and the A&E Television Network. I produced over 100 episodes of Duck Dynasty. I executive produced 60 Days In, which brought in over 1 million viewers in one episode. It was one of the best days of my career. I worked in Intervention, Accused, Guilty or Innocent, Zombie House Flipping, Triple Digit Flip, and so many other shows. I helped develop over $2 billion in television content, was nominated for 4 Emmys. And you know what? I felt completely invisible. Not to the industry. People in the industry knew who I was. They knew my title. They knew the seat that I sat at the table. They knew I made television shows. But outside the industry, nobody knew what I did or how I could help them. I was invisible to the people who needed me most. And if you're watching this, you might be the invisible expert too. Today, I'm going to share my story of being invisible for 22 years and how I went from being invisible to being unforgettable. This is part 5 of our deep dive into the O of my only framework, Own Your Story. Here's what nobody tells you about being good at what you do. Being good doesn't make you visible. Being good doesn't make you unforgettable. Being good doesn't even make you stand out. Being good makes you a commodity. For 22 years, I was behind the camera. I was the guy who found the stories, developed the concepts, oversaw the production. I was good at my job. Really good. But I was invisible. The stars got the fame. My bosses at the network got the credit. Other people got the promotions, and I got a paycheck. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for those 22 years. I learned more about storytelling, human psychology, and what makes people pay attention than I ever could have anywhere else. But there was a moment, a specific moment, when I realized I needed to do something different. I was at my friend Pace and Jamil's real estate conference. It was the first one. There were 2,000 real estate professionals in that room. And I was there helping announce a television show that I was making with Grant Cardone. Grant was the keynote speaker. Grant's wife, Elena, she pulled me into the front row to watch him speak. And I watched Grant own that stage. I watched 2,000 people hang on to his every word. I watched him command attention, deliver value, and make it look effortless. And I thought, I've been helping people do this for 22 years. I know how to find the hook. I know how to tell a story. I know how to make someone unforgettable. Why can't I do that for myself? And that was the day everything changed. Not because I suddenly had all the answers, because I certainly did not, but because I finally asked the right question. What if I stopped trying to be the best and started being the only? After that moment, I knew there was something more for me. So I left by choice after 22 years. No plan, no safety net, no idea what I was going to do next. And hit a wall. Someone asked me, "So Brad, what do you do now?" And I froze. I had all these stories, I had all this experience, all these skills, but I had no idea how to talk about myself. I had spent 2 decades making other people unforgettable, and I had become invisible, even to myself. And maybe you felt this too. Maybe you're the best at what you do, but nobody outside your industry knows who you are. Maybe you've been doing this for years, but you're still not recognized. Maybe you watch people with less experience get more attention, more clients, more money. You're the invisible expert. And here's why it matters. When you're invisible, people who need your help can't find you. I don't care about being famous. I don't care about autographs or being recognized at restaurants, but I do care about being a recognized expert so I can help you when you are in need. You will always know that I'm there for you. That's why being invisible matters. So what did I do? I realized something. For 22 years, I'd been creating only shows, not best shows. Was Duck Dynasty the best family show? I don't know, but it was the only show about a bearded, camo-wearing, duck call-making family from Louisiana. It's a mouthful, but it's true. They were the only. 60 Days In wasn't the best crime show. I don't know what the best crime show is, but it was the only show where regular people went undercover as inmates in a real jail. Intervention, was it the best documentary series? Maybe. It was good, absolutely, but it was the only show that took you inside the raw, unfiltered moment of an addiction intervention. None of these shows were trying to be the best. They were the only. And that's why they worked. So I stopped trying to be the best brand strategist. I don't even know what that means. I stopped trying to compete with every other business coach out there. And I started being the only 4-time Emmy-nominated TV producer turned brand strategist. The only person teaching entrepreneurs how to use Hollywood storytelling secrets to stand out. The only guy who's got the $2 bill brand. You know what happened? You listened and you responded. My content was starting to stand out. My message became clear. If you've been on my journey, it's kind of been all over the place. But I was planting seeds every day to figure out what worked and what resonated with you. Then my clients started saying, I've never heard anyone explain it like this before. Because I wasn't trying to be better than everyone else. I was just being me. And nobody else can do that. Nobody else can be me. So how do you go from invisible to unforgettable? Well, I developed a framework, as one does. So you're going to use the invisible to unforgettable framework, the invisible to unforgettable framework, and it's got 3 steps. Step 1, own your invisibility. Stop pretending you're not invisible. Stop pretending that if you just work harder, if you just get better, people will notice you, because they won't. Being good is not enough. You have to own the fact that you're invisible. That's the first step. For me, it was the moment when someone asked, "What do you do now?" I froze. That was my wake-up call. What's yours? I know you have one. Step 2, you have to find your only. What makes you different? Not better, different. What's the combination of experiences, skills, and perspectives that only you have? For me, it was 22 years in Hollywood, plus leaving with no plan, and building a brand from scratch. That combination is mine. Nobody has it. Nobody else has it. What's your combination? And step 3, you gotta shout it out from the rooftops. Once you find your only, you have to own it. You have to talk about it. You have to make it the center of everything you do. I talk about the $2 bill brand in every post, every video, every conversation. I talk about be the only in every post, every video, every conversation. Not because I'm obsessed with $2 bills. Okay, I'm a little obsessed with $2 bills, but because it's a symbol, a reminder, a filter. Am I being a $2 bill? Or am I being invisible? Am I the only? Or am I chasing the best? That's the question I ask myself every day. What's your symbol? What's your reminder? If you're tired of being invisible, if you're tired of being good but not recognized, if you're ready to go from invisible to unforgettable, know you are. And I've created a free tool that will help you do it in less than 8 minutes. Go to findyouronly.app. That's findyouronly.app. And I've created the only statement generator. It's 8 questions that will help you find your only. The thing that makes you different, the thing that makes you unforgettable. It's the same process I use to go from invisible television executive to the $2 bill brand and be the only. So go to findyouronly.app. That's findyouronly.app. Answer the 8 questions and discover the only that will make you impossible to ignore. Because being good, it's not enough. You have to be the only. So this week, we've talked about owning your story. We talked about turning your weakness into your superpower. We talked about why people don't trust you and how to fix it. We talked about why your origin story is worth more than your resume. We talked about why be authentic is terrible advice. And today I shared my story of being invisible for 22 years. These aren't just frameworks. These aren't just tactics. This is about owning who you are, owning where you've been, owning what makes you different. Because when you own your story, you become unforgettable. Be the only. Be the $2 bill. I'll see you next week.